What's up, YouTube fans? Today we're going to take a look at the Metal Club MuscleBear Revenge of the Fallen Optimus Prime. So this is a KO of the Threezero DLX version of Revenge of the Fallen Optimus Prime. And we have looked at something from this KO company before. I don't typically look at stuff like this. This was sent by Dr. Diecast, which, apropos, it's got diecast in it, so we'll take a look at it. And we did look at the MuscleBear Voltron, which was a Blitzway KO, and that was actually pretty good. So, you know, this was a promising figure. However, I could tell you right up front, before we start looking at this, it does have some problems. It is not the same level of quality as Threezero, so don't expect that level of quality. But let's take a look up close. You can see it does really have some beautiful paint. You got metallic red, metallic blue, kind of a copperish gold, gunmetal, silver, beautifully done on the paint, the flame job all throughout. Obviously this doesn't transform, but it is really, really well done. On the back, you can see all that detail. I think it is a straight copy of the Threezero. The tires are like a rubbery plastic. I don't think they're actually rubber, but I feel like rubbery plastic. And you'll notice this will happen throughout the review. If it does, I'm just going to leave the pieces off rather than frustrate myself. But there are lots of little pieces like this that like to fall off. This one was from right here. So we'll just leave that out for now. Here's the back. And it looks pretty good. Let's take a look at the head. Got some nice detail there. It's got the, you know, Peter Cullen-ish face. I don't know. But you can light it up. Unfortunately, this one doesn't work. There's a button right here that's supposed to work, but it doesn't. So you can unscrew this screw right here at the top of the head, and that'll allow you access to the battery compartment. We'll just take that off so you can see. And it's supposed to, screw fell. Okay, I got it. You're supposed to be able to put batteries in here and this should light up, but unfortunately, I put new batteries in. There was batteries in there when I took it out. There's a little button right here. It doesn't work. So unfortunately, that doesn't work. While we're here, we might as well take this face piece off. So to do that, I think the easiest way is take off these side pieces here. Oops. And then we're going to pull forward on the mask. And the beard fell off. Things just keep falling off, but he's got a little beard piece right here. So again, I'm going to leave that off. But you can come to here and we can pry from the nose, pry off the face, and then we can swap it out with an alternate face, which is the masked face. So it looks like that. And then we can put it all back together. I'm not going to put the beard back in. I'm just going to leave it off because it doesn't like to stay. Back on there. And now we have the masked face, which personally I like this look better. But it's nice to have the option. While we're here, let's take a look at the articulation. The head is on a ball joint, so it can rotate. You can get side to side. Goes down to there. With the neck joint, you can go down to there. So it's pretty articulated. Back to there. Shoulders rotate around. Now just be careful. There's lots of little bits and pieces that get in the way. So you just kind of want to look before you rotate. But shoulder will rotate around on this joint. Goes up and down on this hinge right here. You have a butterfly joint that goes forward and backward. You have a joint on the outer arm. You got to lift this panel out of the way. This is on a hinge. It's on a ball joint. It likes to pop off, so just be aware of that. But you can lift this up and out of the way. Arm will go up to there, so you can get the whole thing up that high. Bring this back down. There are nice, you know, metal tolerance joints, but some of these panels and things like to pop off. These doors, by the way, were off in the package. You had to put them on. Now that I have them on there, I'm not sure they're going to come off, so I might just leave them. I showed that in the unboxing. Rotation at the bicep. You have a double jointed elbow. It's tight. So that one's not toleranced perfectly. You'll notice me, leaning him back. That's because his feet keep bending and I don't want them to. For the hands, you have a rotation at the wrist, in and out movement. It's on a ball joint, double ball peg actually. Fingers are individually articulated at 1, 2, 3, 4 pins. That's a lot of movement. And then the thumb is on a swivel and a pin. So that's nice. The waist has and this again, be careful with all this stuff. But you have a rotation here at the lower waist. You have these little bits here. I can't imagine. Is that how Threezero did it? They had 2 little bits on the bottom there that just move independently. That seems awkward to me, but these can move. These are on a ball peg and they can move out of the way. You do get an ab crunch at this section here and at the top section. So you can get it down to there. Back to there. By the way, it doesn't feel great holding it here, so I don't know. These panels themselves are on ball joints, so they can move forward and backward. These are on ball joints, these doors, so those can move in and out of the way, however you want to do it. Everything is on a little ball joint. And again, I never handled the Threezero, so I don't know if they did it better, but it's a little bit frustrating or irritating to have to deal with all these little ball jointed things. Oh, something else fell off. That's the other side. We'll just throw that to the side. Coming down to the legs, you have the wheels up here on a hinge. You can't really get... I guess if you pull the wheel out like this, you can get this higher, but then it's just... everything collides. Oh, another thing fell off. I think this is actually a stand port, but it doesn't come with a stand, so we'll just leave that on the side. Legs will rotate forward and backward, but again, lots of collisions, so just be careful. You can get it up to there, back to there. There is a hip skirt on the back here. Just move that out of the way. And out to the side, up to here, but then it starts colliding. There is a piece of armor here that you can rotate. Another thing fell off. And coming to the back, there is these on the back of the knees. So if you're going to bend the knee, just make sure you have this up. There's this fin here that can go in and out. That's what fell off is the other side. But since we have it off, the knee, double jointed knee gets you up to there. You have a thigh rotation around a universal. Coming down to the bottom of the leg, we have a foot on a pivot, so you get rotation forward and backward, side to side, and a toe tilt. Sometimes that toe tilt fails. That's why sometimes he leans forward, so you just gotta keep an eye on that. He does come with some alternate feet, and I'm not really sure why. Maybe it's a different design. It does look a little different. Let me just grab one of these and I'll show you comparison. I'm not sure which one goes where. I'm going to guess this one. These two are the same side. So you can see a little bit different coloring. This one has a more heavier die cast in the foot. So maybe it's more stable. So let's put that on just to see. I don't know. Maybe it's a little more stable. Take this one off. Yeah, it does seem a little bit more stable with these feet because they're wider and they're heavier. But maybe if you don't like that look, you can have this more smaller foot. But that's one thing. Another piece, which I'm actually not even sure what it's for, is this. It might be a shield of some sort. Actually, I'm pretty sure it is a shield, but because I don't see it anywhere where it goes. So, yeah, and unfortunately this didn't come with any instructions at all. So I'm guessing this is a shield. And it somehow plugs in. Yeah, I don't even know. We also get some weapons, of course. We get these two guns. Actually, they're detailed very nicely. Gunmetal, silver. Let's see. Got a little bit of gold in there. It does have a handle, so you can hold it. You can just open up the hand. This doesn't have a peg system, so I'm not exactly sure how it secures in the hand. I think you just put the fingers around and hope for the best, maybe. Let's see. All right, it seems to work okay without a pegging system. So you can, and you get two of them. So if you want, you can use both. We also get two Energon swords. They actually look quite nice. Gunmetal paint on the plastic part. And those will fit in the hand as well. Now this one, same thing. It doesn't have a tab. So I think you just close the fingers around it. Hope for the best. Let's see. Yeah, he seems to hold it okay. Actually, I have it backwards. So yeah, you get some weapons, and they're pretty nicely detailed. I just wish they secured a little bit better, given what this is. I have to imagine the Threezero had some kind of securing pin or clip. All right, now the original intent of getting this figure was to combine it with the ME-003, the MuscleBear version of the Jetfire parts. It is insane. There are a lot of pieces. I counted just the pieces not in plastic baggies. There's over 25 parts. And then you add, there's like 6 bags like this of parts. And it's insane. It's just going to take a lot of effort. There's a lot of disassembly required. So I'm not about to do that because I do have to send this back to Dr. Diecast. And with the amount of assembly, I'm just going to show you some of it. You have to really take the legs off, take them apart, take parts off of the leg, then you can put the new armor parts on. So it's not as simple as just sticking a few things on there, even like the chest pieces. And I'll show you the parts. Here's the foot, for example. This is the easiest thing to do because you just unplug that foot I showed you earlier and you plug this in. And it is beautiful, but the level of work needed to combine this with Jetfire is it's insane. It's insane. So I don't think I'm going to do it. Maybe I'll just show you some of the parts. Here's the engine or the backpack. Again, it does look beautiful. It does have light up parts in here. The batteries, I guess mentioned, it does come with batteries, but the batteries, for the most part, they don't all work. But I will say it is quite beautiful. But yeah, since it's just too much disassembly and assembly, I would recommend if you get this set, you put it in one mode or the other, but don't keep taking it apart and putting it back together because it looks like you really have to take apart things quite a bit to get it combined. You even have parts for the face to make it look more like Jetfire. So I'm not going to do that today, but I just wanted to show you it has the capability of combining with those Jetfire parts. So final recommendations on the Metal Club MuscleBear Revenge of the Fallen Optimus Prime, or KO of the Threezero DLX Optimus Prime. This isn't great. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 partial recommendation. If you're planning to just display this almost like a statue and put it in a pose, get the weapons in there and leave it, I think you'll be happy with it. It's a pretty good looking statue, to be honest. But if you're planning to play with it, you're planning to pose it, you're not going to be happy because, number one, a lot of parts just like to fall off. Here's all the parts that fell off during this review. I decided not to put them back on just to reduce my frustration. And then there was this part, which I never figured out what it was, but even this little piece fell off for no reason. So, I don't know. Other things, the weapons don't have tabs, which I found odd. I would imagine Threezero molded in or sculpted in tabs so that they sit in the hands properly, but these weapons don't tab in, so they just kind of sit loose. You can get the fingers around it, and they're holding on. You can see they're holding on, but they're loose. So that was a little odd to me. I don't know why they didn't just put in tabs like normal. As far as the look of it, I think it does look beautiful. I'm not going to give a score to the Jetfire components just because I didn't even attempt it. Because I have to ship this back, I didn't want to have to assemble it all and then disassemble it and put it back. But that, I think, if you were going to get it, you'd put it together, you'd put it in a pose and leave it. You wouldn't mess with it. And I would say the same for this guy here. Like, if you're going to get this, it's really good as kind of like a posable statue, right? You could put it on display, but don't mess with it. You know, it's just not meant to be played with. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Thanks to Dr. Diecast for sending this for review. Or no thanks. And we'll see you next time.